What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody had an excellent weekend. Thank you to those that joined us for the draft, the stream on Thursday and Friday night. We had an absolute blast. Some football talk, a lot of laughs. The chat was in rare form. So we appreciate you guys joining us. Obviously, you don't get the same X's and O's analysis as somewhere else, but always a good time. And it seems like there was so much anticipation for months for the draft, and like that, it's gone, it's over. But the team getting universal praise from all the analysts and former players is a refreshing change. It's nice to have where you have the appearance that we have a very quality, competent and confident front office. So now it's like a team's got to build off of that. So here are 5 kind of storylines I'm going to watch as the team gets ready for mandatory minicamp and off the training camp. And I guess the first one is the development of Robert Salah as a head coach. Last year, he's a first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback, one of the youngest rosters in the NFL, the unfortunate passing of Greg Knapp. I think for the first half of the season, he was just probably swimming. You didn't really see much of his personality. I think he was just trying to figure it all out. And as the season played out, he started holding players accountable. He started, he had, Mike LaFleur went up in the booth. He started getting everything organized. They hired John Beck too. And then he started benching players. Greg Van Roten got benched. So as all these things played out, he started to develop as a head coach. But now year 2, the expectations increase, and we're going to watch things a lot more. Game management, time management. Again, mentioned the holding players accountable. And more importantly, the defense. The defense last year was historically bad. Will he get it? Will he get more involved and clean things up? So last year, we gave him a pass for a lot of things because there's so much newness. In year 2, you can't really have that. You got to start really cleaning things up. His handling of Zach Wilson to kind of make sure you hold him accountable and take his game to the next level. There's going to be a lot of competition, too. You brought in a lot of game-breaking talent, a lot of exciting young players that'll be competing with veterans. How do you handle that? Will the best man truly play? And then, watching the guys in the locker room, who are the leaders? All these different things. So Salah's got a lot on his plate in year 2 with increased expectations. We did a poll, or I did a little thing on Twitter, and everybody's saying the same thing. 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins. So that's kind of where he's at. I think we all want to see, much more competitive football, in October, November, and December. So that's the first story. Second one is a big one, and obviously it's the one we've all been talking about, and that's the development and growth of Zach Wilson. Going into year 2, the phrase everybody's saying is we're eliminating excuses. So what does that mean for Zach Wilson? So like with Salah, Zach Wilson, entered the NFL with a lot of expectations with a rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, all these different parts. And now in year 2, a lot of those things are gone. Everybody's firmly in place. Mike LaFleur is established. Zach Wilson knows the offense. For the most part, he knows most of his weapons. So now you're giving him other weapons that can help him, get in his comfort zone and actually run the offense. When you have these tight ends now, you could run the football more effectively. You added a running back, that helps as well. You added another playmaker in Garrett Wilson. So now it's like you can start getting a true evaluation what Zach Wilson really is. And the Jets have put the pieces around him to help, advance his game. Now he's got to take that step. Flow in the offense. Don't become a hero. Just manage the game, get rid of the ball. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. Keep your turnovers down. You'll get off to a fast start. All these different things. So that's something that, too, is going to be a storyline. Nobody's saying become a top 10 quarterback, but the expectation for me is you got to be top 20, man. You've got to show that you're a legitimate NFL quarterback, and then in year 3, take that next step. So how the Jets handle Zach Wilson, how he handles himself and comes out and starts taking off with this team, which is his now, it'd be interesting. The next one, a story everybody's talking about, is Mekhi Becton. It seems like Jet fans are very divided about him. Either he's a bust, get rid of him, or everybody thinks he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. The first telling sign will be, when he reports a mandatory minicamp, what kind of shape is he in? Because none of us really know. We know what we see on the videos. Does he come into shape? Second story is, does he beat out George Fant for left tackle position? And how did the Jets handle that? They kind of discounted the question yesterday in the press conference. Almost seemed like George Fant was like a foregone conclusion, but to play left tackle. But that remains to be seen. So what Mekhi Becton does, what shape does he come in? What mindset does he come in? And that's a big story. So the story that goes along with that is, what do you do with George Fant? What if Mekhi Becton does come in and beat out George Fant at left tackle? Is he okay at right tackle? Does he want to play there? What do you do with his contract? And then if he does beat out Mekhi Becton at left tackle, you probably want to get a contract done, because now you're looking at your starting left tackle on a last year's deal. So the whole left tackle position between Mekhi Becton and George Fant, to me, is going to be fascinating to see how the team handles it. But also you have the moving of Vera Tucker to the right side. So that another thing is kind of little things in the offensive line, how they're tinkering things and how they're handling it is going to be very fascinating to me. The next one is the return of Carl Lawson. Obviously high expectations. We're not really sure what to expect out of him. I mean, phenomenal athlete, workaholic. You expect him to come back. He had almost a full year to recover, so you expect big things. But also you have a lot of competition around him as well. So how do the Jets handle his role where it's like, how many reps? You have the Bryce Huff coming back. You have all these different pass rushers they brought in. How do they handle him? Can they get him to week one? It's probably the most important thing at this point. The last thing that would be interesting to me is how the Jets handle the wide receiver group and all the competition, man, because you got a lot of pieces to the puzzle here. To me, honestly, you bring in Denzel Mims back as of this point, whatever it is, May 2nd. How do you handle him? Did he even get a chance to make the team? Moving around Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Berrios, Corey Davis, all these moving parts. And how do you really sculpt your offense, too? Because you have the two tight ends, plus you have Rucker, too, who could be like an influence, playing like a fullback or a hybrid role. So how, like, all the competition on offense, how do they decipher it? Even at running back, look at, you have what? You have Hall now. You got Tevin Coleman. You got Pirine. You got Michael Carter. Austin Walter. All these guys. How do the Jets handle all this? Because there'll be a lot of competition here. So a lot of good stories to follow. I mean, for the first time in a long time, I am excited because the Jets have legitimate talent on this team now. And now it's a matter of putting it all together. I mean, I think it could be a little bit ugly early on. Not ugly, but just kind of like rough because you're trying to incorporate certain things. But then you should see big things out of them. And I honestly think 8 or 9 games should be the expectation in terms of wins. To me, people are saying it could be a 5-win season. That'd be an utter disappointment. So as we get ready for mandatory minicamp, obviously you're just going to keep an eye on all these different things. I'm sure other stories will emerge. Unfortunately, it's always a big injury that comes up that smacks you in the face, but hopefully it's not the case this year. But we'll see what happens. So thank you for watching. Kind of a long video. I'll talk to you later.